Hi there, good evening, and welcome to our Thursday Mindfulness Zen. This is going to be the last class of the Introduction to Zen Practice, and we will begin a new course next month. But we're just going to take a little break for maybe a couple of weeks or so before we start again. And it will be, I think, the 9th course on this introduction to Zen meditation. So tonight we just want to we're going to talk about bringing Zen practice into everyday life, which is really what I call meditation on the go. So what we can do, instead of trying to make a formal time for meditation, we can choose actually during the midst of our daily activities to choose one activity that we're doing and make it more meditative. So then we can actually practice mindfulness or meditation wherever and whenever we want, whatever activities we're doing. Because if you remember right at the beginning, the definition of meditation is the intention to practice paying attention moment to moment without judgment or expectations and with openness, curiosity. So that can be done at any time with any activity. The Buddha himself said, you can practice meditation in any of these 4 positions: sitting, standing, walking, lying down. And that pretty much covers all the positions that we put our body in throughout the day. Okay, so how we bring it into our daily life is to first begin to take an interest in what we're doing. Instead of just kind of spacing out, we can start to sort of notice what's going on whenever we're doing whatever we're doing. And we don't have to do it in slow motion. Just notice what you're experiencing. So there are many simple things that we can then do to meditate, to make it a short meditation. So I'm going to give you 3 examples. So the first one is brushing our teeth. We do that every day. So that's one great activity for us to choose if we want to do meditation. Now, so you can ask yourself this, do you stand on 1 or 2 feet what's your other hand doing? Is it resting on the sink? Do you have it on your waist? Or is it maybe even in your pocket? So just noticing these simple things can bring mindfulness to the daily activities. Then you pay attention to what you're doing when you brush your teeth, not just kind of and look upwards, just notice what's going on. And the next one is walking. Now we spend a large part of our day walking. We walk to and from our cars, walk between meetings, and so on. So a lot of the time, when we have to move from one place to another, we're walking. Now, we can choose to walk more meditatively, to walk more mindfully. And that does not mean that we have to walk very slowly, as in some practices. You can actually walk at a normal pace and still be very mindful. Okay, so you pay attention to the ground that you're stepping on. Pay attention to how you're walking, the sights and sounds or smells of your journey. Also notice what's going on in your mind at that moment. What your moods are, your feelings, what kind of thoughts are going through your head. So one very good way of making this a habit is, in the course of your day, I think there are certain routes that you walk quite regularly. So choose one of those routes, one of those short routes, where you will, when you walk that particular route, you will do it mindfully, as you use it as a meditation. Then you walk at a normal pace, but just meditatively, and then notice what is happening. Notice your breath, notice what's going on inside of you and what's going on outside of you. Then you can be much more aware of yourself and everything else that's going on. And I used to do that, and that felt really good because I felt that I was noticing things. When a long time ago when I was working. The third one, which happens to all of us, is when we're waiting in line. We're in a queue, and what most people do, they sort of start to fidget because they think about the queue, how long it is, how fast it's moving, and then we get into this way of thinking that maybe if I think about it more, the queue's going to move faster. So it doesn't. It's just going to take as long as it's going to take. Then maybe we pull out our phone and start checking whatever, or we just kind of fidget, mentally and physically, because we just don't want to be doing nothing. So here's what you can do if you don't want to be doing nothing. You can practice some mindful meditation. Standing there, notice the ground underneath your feet, notice your breath, notice what's going on inside you, and just allow yourself the time to just breathe and say to yourself, this is the time I can use for meditation. Instead of wasting my time thinking about how fast the queue is going to go or how slow it is, and getting slightly irritated if things are taking too long, just practice some meditation, because that's a great time for you. There's nothing else you can do apart from wait. So why not make this waiting more worthwhile? So those are the three things. There are many more activities during your day that you can actually make more meditative, like taking a shower, or when you're driving a car, or when you go for a run or go for a swim. There's so many things that you can choose as a kind of mini meditation, and then it becomes very easy to bring this meditation habit into your daily life. And then you begin to see, really, there's no difference between my life and meditation. I can make everything more meditative. Okay? So just maybe remember that, or one of those three things, and try it out for the next few weeks and see how it goes. Okay? But tonight we're just going to continue with some meditation. Find a upright, alert posture for yourself. Lower your eyes to look downwards or close them, whichever is most comfortable for you. Notice your breath. Feel your body breathing. Breathing in, know you're breathing in. Breathing out, know you're breathing out. And whenever your mind wanders away, realize that this is entirely normal not a mistake. It's perfectly fine. At the point where you notice your mind has drifted off, gently bring yourself back to the breath. And that's all, without judgment, without expectations. So let's try that for the next 20 minutes or so. So as we come to the end of this meditation practice, let's remember it's very easy for us to bring a little meditation into our daily lives. Just choose any simple activity that you do and make it more meditative. Have the intention to be mindful when you're doing it, and that will bring a habit of being mindful, of being meditative into your daily lives. So thank you so much for your practice. Open your eyes and bring your attention back to the room again. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. This is the end of this particular course, but we will be restarting another Introduction to Zen practice course in December. So see you next week. Take care and have a good end to the week.